Welcome to the Travel Gluten-Free podcast, where you can listen in on how to lead a gluten-free lifestyle with more fun and ease. Travel Gluten-Free is like having a best friend by your side to give you the most up-to-date gluten-free traveler information. Let Travel Gluten-Free be your number one source for tips, tricks, and advice you can use to safely navigate your next gluten-free travel adventure. Enjoy food, enjoy travel, and enjoy life. And now, here's your show host, Illiquity.
Hey, my gluten-free friends, this is Illiquity. And you know when there's a product that you're so super excited to share because it's such an awesome product and you can't wait to get your hands on it? That is K2s from Knick, and they are my sponsor for this episode of Travel Gluten-Free Podcast. If you are looking for a fun Halloween treat to give to your little goblins who are gluten-free, definitely go over to knick.com. Check out their K2s. They have them in awesome new flavors that you and your kids are absolutely going to love. You might like them so much you might hide them from your kids. I do that sometimes. They have birthday K2s. They have mint magic K2s. There's Cinnabon fun K2s, and of course, they're traditional K2s. So if you're looking for a fun treat for your little gluten-free goblins this Halloween coming up in a couple weeks, head over to knick.com, use the discount code special for Travel Gluten-Free listeners, put in Travel Gluten-Free in the discount coupon code box, and you will receive an awesome discount off of your order of $55 or more. So throw a few boxes of K2s in there, and then throw some buns, some rolls, cake mixes in for the upcoming holiday season, and you will be ready to go. Remember, put Travel Gluten-Free in the discount code, and you will get an awesome discount just for Travel Gluten-Free listeners for your order of $55 or more. So head over to www.knick.com, grab yourself some gluten-free goodies today. Hello, my gluten-free friends. This is Liquidy, and I'm glad to bring you the rerun of episode 23, Not So Scary Halloween Candy. So sit back and enjoy and listen in to see what candy is safe if you are gluten-free. Welcome to the Travel Gluten-Free Podcast, where you, my friend, listen in on how to lead a gluten-free lifestyle with more fun and ease. This is Illiquity, and I founded Travel Gluten-Free for you. I would love to be your resource, contributor, and support to you. In this episode, we are going to dive into spooky, scary, and not so scary gluten-free Halloween candy. Which candy can you feed your little chocolate goblins? Just because it doesn't have gluten in its ingredients doesn't mean it's safe for celiacs and our kids who are gluten intolerant. One good piece of information, which I learned, is that many seasonal candies are made on shared equipment in a different factory than the one the company usually uses for its regular brands of candy. This is one type of candy I would be very leery about and would not eat as a celiac. Seasonal candy is candy which is only made during a specific season and not year-round. Check for cross-contamination list on the ingredients for the specific types of candy, or check the website of the company for more information. Companies may use additional factories to produce candy at large volume times of the year, aka Halloween. So check the package again for the made in a facility, which also contains that label. Look also for the label made in a factory, which also produces barley, wheat, all of those gluten-free grains as well. So any of that could be cross-contaminated, would not be safe for celiacs. Another gluten hideout is rice cereal. I know, it's just supposed to be rice. However, many rice cereal manufacturers sweeten their cereal with malt, which comes from barley, which contains gluten. I found this out recently when we went shopping, and my daughter and I were going to make Rice Krispie treats, and many of the brands sweeten the rice cereal with malt, which we were reading about in the ingredients. Obviously, we can't eat that. Out of the more than half dozen cereals, only 3 did not have malt sweetening: Malt-O-Meal crispy rice cereal, Crispix, and the Kroger version of Rice Chex. It's like Kroger Chex or Kroger Rice Squares or something like that. Chocolate with rice cereal is another type of chocolate I would avoid eating if you were celiacs, because if it has rice cereal in it and it's sweetened with malt, then you have gluten on your rice, in your chocolate. So it's kind of a little tricky. And of course, you can't read the bags of everything, because when you go trick-or-treating, the people are not going to have the bags at your door. But we are going to take a look at the big names in chocolate, a lot of the popular candies here in the US. And these are the candies you're going to most likely see in your child's Halloween bag. If you find a candy not listed here, definitely check or call the company or check on their website. You can also call the company to find out if their candy is gluten-free and safe for celiacs. Most companies are very good about giving you information and disclosing allergen information as well. Contacts for the companies I mentioned in my podcast today are going to be given out at the end of the show, and links will be available in the show notes below. This is not a comprehensive candy list which covers all candy on the market. These are just the really popular candies that I know about and have eaten at least maybe a few products from their product line over the years. Let's start with the list of gluten-free candy, which is safe for celiacs. Just Born. You may not know the company name. Just Born, you will know its product. It's Peeps Marshmallow. Yes, Peeps, those cute little fluffy bunnies you would bite the heads off on Easter. What used to be an Easter treat is now a multi-holiday treat. In addition to Peeps, Just Born also makes Mike and Ike candies, which if you are in my age group, you remember very well growing up. They always had those really fun commercials. Just Born claims that the company's marshmallow candies are safe from cross-contamination if it states they are gluten-free on the package. Some Peeps may contain modified food starch. However, it is food starch with a corn base, according to the company Just Born. So here are the following items they claim are gluten-free. The Mike and Ike Berry Blast Italian Ice, Mike and Ike Jolly Joes. All of these will be Mike and Ike. Lemonade Blends, Original Fruits, Red Rageous, Tangy Twister, Tropical Typhoon, Zours, like sours but with a Z, Jelly Beans, Hot Tamales, and Goldenberg Peanut Chews. All of these will be listed in the show notes, so just check out the show notes if you don't want to try to remember them all, because there is quite a few gluten-free candy, which is pretty awesome. The next one we're going to go to is Hershey's. We all know Hershey's chocolate. They do have a list of gluten-free candies, and they do update it during the year. As of right now, these Hershey candies are considered to be gluten-free at less than 20 parts per million. Almond Joy, but not Almond Joy Pieces. Mounds, Hershey's Milk Chocolate Kisses, Hershey's Special Dark Kisses. I do want to note, if I name a specific item, like for example, Hershey's Special Dark Kisses, that does not mean that all of their kisses are gluten-free. Only certain ones are, so you do need to be careful of that. Hershey's Filled Chocolate Kisses in the following flavors: milk chocolate, chocolate with caramel, chocolate with cherry cordial cream, vanilla cream, dark chocolate filled with mint truffle, pumpkin spice, which is good because I love pumpkin spice, melt away milk chocolates, and special dark, mildly sweet chocolate. The Hershey's Nuggets are gluten-free in the following flavors only: milk chocolate with almonds, special dark chocolate with almonds, and extra creamy milk chocolate with toffee and almonds. That one actually is really good. That last one with chocolate, toffee, and almonds. I like that one a lot. Another one that's gluten-free is Hershey's Milk Chocolate Bar, only in the 1.55 ounce size. Hershey's Milk Chocolate with Almonds Bar in the 1.45 ounce size. Hershey's Air Delight, the Milk Duds, Heath Bars, Payday, Reese's Fast Break Bar, Reese's Nutrageous Bar, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, thank goodness, because who doesn't love a good peanut butter cup? Well, I guess if you were allergic to peanuts, you wouldn't. But that's like one of my all-time favorites. Reese's Pieces, Rolo Caramels, and Milk Chocolate. Ugh, those are one of my favorites when I was a kid. I'm just not a big milk chocolate fan now. Score Toffee Bar and York Peppermint Patty. Oh, one of my favorites. Love those. All right, from Mars Corporation, these are the chocolate products with no gluten ingredients. M&Ms, except for the pretzel ones, obviously, and crispy M&Ms, because again, we have the rice with the malt flavoring. Three Musketeer bars are gluten-free. So are the Milky Way Midnight Bar, thank goodness, because that's one of my adult favorites. Milky Way Caramel Bar, Dove chocolate products, except for the milk chocolate cinnamon graham crackers and cream, obviously, and some holiday varieties like the milk chocolate truffle, because truffle, if you did not know this, is a hotbed for gluten because they use wheat and as a filler for the truffle, so they don't have to put as much expensive ingredients in it, and it also makes it a little bit fluffy, I guess. But yeah, be careful with anything that says truffle on it. Snickers bar is all flavors, thank goodness. Munch nut bar, but check the label on that one. It may or may not be gluten-free depending on where it was manufactured. Another company that I absolutely loved as a kid. Could you tell I ate chocolate and candy a lot as a kid? Not a lot, but I used to ride my bike to the Wawa, which is popular in the Northeast. It's like a 7-Eleven. And we did that about once a week with my friends on the weekend. And we would go and bring our chore money and spend it on candy, because what else are you going to do when you're 12, right? Another favorite of mine is Necco, and Necco is Mary Jane candies and Sweethearts. You know Sweethearts, the Valentine candies, right? Those pastel ones that say "Be Mine." They're one of my most cherished candy memories as a child growing up at Valentine's Day. They also make those great little circle candies, which I absolutely loved, in those wrappers, and it said Necco, and you just like pull them out and like chomp them down. Super yummy. And according to Necco, these products do not contain gluten from wheat, rye, oats, or barley. The Necco wafers, which are those little circles you pull out and eat. Necco chocolate wafers, which are my favorite Neccos. I love those. Candy House candy buttons, because they're the bomb when you're a kid. Canada Mint, Wintergreen, and Spearmint lozenges. Mary Jane peanut butter kisses, which are available for Halloween. Banana split chews. Mint julep chews. Haviland Thin Mints, Wintergreen Patty, Nonpareils, and Chocolate Stars, Skybar, Sweethearts on Valentine's Day. There's quite a few gluten-free things from the Necco Candy Company. All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to talk more about the not too scary gluten-free candy, which is safe for our little witches and ghosts during Halloween. Are you going to New York City this fall? Do you want to get in all the highlights on a great tour? I'm not talking about sitting on a bus for hours. Listen to someone talk to you incessantly. I'm not a big fan of those tours. They're really, really boring. I like the open air, hop on, hop off bus tours, which you can hang out as little or as long as you like. You can put in your headphones, kick back to an audio tour, and hop off at places that interest you, not just the tour company. I use these tours when I go to a place to find out where I want to visit, and it's really great because you get to see a lot of things you wouldn't normally get to see. These tours are a great first day experience. If you are looking for the best sightseeing tour in New York City, I suggest Top View New York City. They provide you with the best sightseeing experience using real-time bus maps, utilizing cutting-edge GPS to optimize your hop-on, hop-off experience. Top View New York City narrates in 10 different languages, including Korean, Japanese, German, and Italian, and they have multiple tour packages to choose from, and they are the most affordable price for bus tours. In addition to bus tours, you can also tour the city with Top View New York City. They're very cool cruise tours on the water, bike tours, and bike rentals as well. Click on the link in the show notes to book your New York City tour, starting at just $29. That is insane. $29 for a tour. You can book it with Top View. Click on that link and check it out. Now let's jump back into the show. All right, our next company that we're going to talk about is Nestle USA. Now, Nestle has not been a favorite of mine for several different reasons, but they do have some candies as gluten-free, and the company has tested them to confirm they contain less than 20 parts per million. Butterfinger bars, but only in the fun size. Goobers, Nips, Raisinets, including cranberry and dark chocolate Raisinets, Toll House morsels, and chunks. Tootsie Roll. How can you not love Tootsie Roll? I mean, come on, they're just good. Tootsie Roll Industries, which also makes Charm candies, says that they are considered gluten-free except for Andes cookies. They don't use wheat, barley, rye, oats, triticale, or spelt on any of their components or as part of the manufacturing process. Corn and soy are used, it says on their company website. So Tootsie Rolls and Tootsie Roll Industries, these are gluten-free. Tootsie Rolls, Fruit Rolls, Junior Mints, Fruities, Dots, which is another favorite, Tropical Dots, Crow's, Celia's milk chocolate covered cherries, Celia's dark chocolate covered cherries, Junior Mints, Double Bubble, Charleston Chew, Junior Caramels, Tootsie Pops, thank goodness again, Tootsie Peppermint Pops, which I didn't know existed, Caramel Apple Pops, Fruit Smoothie Pops, Tropical Storms Pops, Child's Play, Charms Blow Pops, and the Charms Super Blow Pops, Zippity Mini Pops, Fluffy Stuffed Cotton Candy, Sugar Daddy Pops, Charms Squares, Charms Sour Balls, Charms Candy Carnival, Pops Galore, and Andes, but not the ones with the cookie in them. Moving on to Smarties, another childhood favorite. Kids do strange things with them sometimes, but hey, you know what? They're still good to eat, and you can make fun candy necklaces out of them as well. Many of those candies in Smarties are gluten-free and vegan, so there's a double bonus there in the U.S. and is made in the gluten-free facility. Smarties sells its products to different rebaggers, and only the rebaggers can say if they are free of gluten. If the UPC number on the packaging begins with 0-11206, you can be assured that it was packaged in one of the U.S. manufacturing facilities, and it should be gluten-free. Smarties gummies contain no gluten ingredients, but are manufactured in a facility that also processes wheat-containing products. However, if the Smartie is sold in Canada, it does contain wheat flour, which is bizarre because usually Canadians are way better about this than we are. So I'm not sure why they put wheat on them in Canada. That is weird. Maybe Ellen from the celiac scene would know why. Our next company we're moving on to is Wrigley, which has gum, of course. They also do Lifesavers, Skittles, and Starburst. Wrigley's online statement is that most products are gluten-free, but they don't specify which products are, which is really bizarre and weird, and I don't trust them. So it says that another source says that Wrigley products in the US are gluten-free, except for Altoids small peppermint mints, which have maltodextrin. But I wouldn't trust a company that can't agree with itself. So I would say these are off my list of safe candy. So Wrigley's, I would say no, especially because I'm a really sensitive celiac. So this is what Wrigley makes: Cream Savers, Lifesavers, Skittles, and Starburst. Sadie. Jelly Bellies. Jelly Bellies are known for their jelly beans. Their jelly beans are gluten-free, dairy-free, gelatin-free, vegetarian, and OU kosher, which states on their website. This includes licorice flavor. Their licorice is also gluten-free. Many licorice flavors are not. They do usually contain wheat as a filler because licorice is expensive and they use it as a filler. But Jelly Belly are not. They are gluten-free, licorice as well. Jelly Belly makes gluten-free candy corn for Halloween. Sweet. Who doesn't love candy corn? I mean, I'm sure there's somebody out there that doesn't, but they're weird. Okay, Tic Tac mints are produced by the Italian confection manufacturer Ferrero and have been sold for more than 40 years. They do not contain any ingredients derived from the glutens grain, wheat, barley, rye, oats, or triticale. Hey, my gluten-free friend, this is Liquidy. Are you thrilled that COVID is on its way out and that safe travel is coming back? Are you ready to get out there and enjoy what travel has to offer? I know I'm ready and excited to get out and explore the world again, and I'm sure you are too. I'm currently planning my next big vacation adventure with my book, The Guide to Traveling Gluten-Free. If you're a gluten-free traveler, you'll enjoy learning how to travel gluten-free by air, gluten-free road trip, camping, gluten-free cruising, and even how to find a safe gluten-free restaurant no matter where you're at in the world. In my guide, you'll also find which cities and countries are gluten-free friendly and which cities and countries aren't so gluten-free friendly. With over 200 pages of practical information on how to travel gluten-free, you, your family, and your friends and children can now travel safely without experiencing food anxiety, no matter where your journey takes you. If you're looking for the ultimate gluten-free travel guide that will assist you in learning how to plan your next gluten-free adventure, then pick up The Guide to Traveling Gluten-Free by visiting my website, travelglutenfreepodcast.com, and clicking on book. Or simply search up The Guide to Traveling Gluten-Free on Amazon. With over 300 copies sold in the first 2 weeks alone, I'm so excited to offer my book so we can keep our gluten-free travelers in our community safe and have the ability to travel freely once again. Now let's jump back into the show. So here's some scary, not gluten-free candy that you want to avoid this season and other seasons as well. So Hershey products that are not gluten-free, Hershey's Special Dark Bar, which I know I've eaten before, so maybe that's why I haven't been feeling well. Hershey's Cookies and Cream Bar, their milk chocolate drops, their miniatures in any flavor, Mr. Good Bar, Symphony Bar, Hershey's Extra Dark Chocolate, Hershey's Kisses that were not mentioned in the Kissing Safe category at the beginning of the podcast. The following Mars chocolate are scary, and we want to stay away from these, everybody. M&M pretzel flavor and crispy flavor. Again, there goes the rice with the maltodextrin, and pretzels because they're made with wheat. Seasonal flavored M&Ms, Milky Way Bar Original, Mars Bar, Mars Combos, and Snack Mix. Now, these following Nestle candy products are not gluten-free, and amazingly enough, Nestle has more gluten-containing candy than gluten-free candy. So these are not gluten-free, and these are made by Nestle. Butterfinger, pretty much anything Butterfinger, because it has those wafer things in it. So don't eat Butterfingers. Don't eat the Kit Kat bars either, because they have wafers in them. Okay, Wonka Nerds also has gluten. Any Wonka bars as well, so stay away from those. Chewy Spree, Wonka gummies, Wonka Kozoozles. Stay away from anything Wonka generally. Everlasting Gobstopper and 100-gram bar. Stay away from all of those. These all have gluten-containing ingredients, and I'm pretty sure I ate a 100-gram bar at some point in the past 6 months. Now I know. The following Jelly Belly candy you should stay away from because it is not gluten-free. Chocolate malt balls, because anything that's malt comes from barley, so we want to stay away from that. Their chocolate bridge mix, their licorice bridge mix, black licorice buttons, licorice pastels, and seasonal mixes sold around the holidays, which have malt balls. Here's the deal. So if your kids get any of these candy, what I would suggest is to put it in a bag and then they can bring it to school to hand out to friends, or they can do the old school thing and they can trade it with a kid who's not celiac for something that they can eat. So that would be my two suggestions. And maybe you can buy some gluten-free candy to replace their candy that has gluten in it because, you know, it kind of stinks when you're a kid and you go out and you get all this candy and then part of it you can't eat. So just buy something special for them at the store and exchange it out. And then that way they won't feel like weren't able to participate, or it's kind of a bummer because they couldn't eat all of their candy. There are certain things they got that were not gluten-free. So those are my suggestions. I do not have little children anymore. I have big adult kids. Try any of those out. And if they work or if you don't work, give me your feedback on it. Contact me through my website at travelglutenfree.me. I would love to know how any or all of those suggestions worked for you. So here's the contact information that I promised. Just Born is 888-645-3453. Necco, 781-485-4800. And again, these numbers are listed in the show notes. So scroll down underneath the podcast, you'll find these. Hershey's, 800-468-1714. Mars Chocolate, 800-627-7852. Nestle USA, 800-225-2270. Tootsie Roll Industries, 773-838-3400. Wrigley, 800-974-4539. Ferrero, which is Tic Tac, 732-764-9300. You probably should contact these during the week because I try to call a few of them today. It's the weekend and they were not available. So definitely contact them during normal business hours to find out more about specific types of candy. Here we go. At the end of my show, I always do guilty gluten questions. I'm going to do the guilty gluten questions once again. Cheating on eating gluten, I don't do that, so we're going to skip on to the next one. The food I miss the most is soft pretzels because I'm from Philadelphia and I love soft pretzels and I've been seeing them everywhere. And now I have a soft pretzel mix that I got. Tell your friends about Travel Gluten-Free and share this Halloween candy episode with them so they know what candy is safe to eat. On the episode page on the app, if you want to share it, look for the 3 dots, click on those, and share option will appear. You can share easily by text message by finding the person in your contacts who would most benefit from listening to this episode of your Travel Gluten-Free show. So share the episode with a friend.
Travel Gluten-Free Podcast is a production of Travel Gluten-Free, LLC. Looking for a great way to connect with over 2,000 consumers per month? Contact Aliquity for information on sponsorship levels to boost your business. Subscribe today so you won't miss a single episode of Travel Gluten-Free. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.